Excuses are an interesting thing, man. And the thing about excuses is most of them are actually kind of valid. I'm tired. I'm sore. I'm exhausted. It's windy outside. I don't have time. I don't have any money. Life is hard. Everything's hard. Right? I mean, a lot of times we come up with excuses that are perfectly logical. But the problem I find is you can make excuses or you can lose weight, but you can't do both. Facts. Sometimes life is genuinely hard and things get in the way. They're called obstacles. They're called trials. And it's windy outside. It's hot. It's 87 degrees. But I'm trying it anyway. I'm getting out here. Hopefully the audio isn't too bad. But, life does get in the way. There are, sickness, injuries, travel. There's a plethora of things that you can justify. And like I've said before, your brain is always looking for an answer to any question that you ask it. So if you're asking a bad question like, I don't want to work out today, or how can I get out of working out today? Oh man, you will come up with a million reasons of why you shouldn't or why you can't. It's honestly super easy to get stuck. Have you ever felt stuck and you just end up in this pattern or this cycle of repeating the excuses of why you can or can't do something? We're really, really good as human beings at rationalization and justification. I think the thing to remember as we talk about something like this topic is it's not about perfection. Perfection is too difficult of a task. I think that when you break it down and you go, the key is to stop letting those obstacles or excuses or justification, rationalizations, to not let those stop you from taking the next step forward, no matter what it is. Because like I said, you can always convince yourself that those excuses, it's a real reason. I mean, my shoulder hurts. I kind of hurt it today at work. A door was falling. I grabbed it midair. I felt my shoulder kind of go. Well, I can use that and say perfectly logical, right? I got injured or it hurts. I can't do something today. But, the personal coach in me says, well, are your legs broken? Guess what? There's a perfectly windy, sunny trail to go walk right now and shoot a video. So, you can there's always, whatever excuse you can come up with, there's always the opposite. And the opposite is a lot of times the things that you should probably do. And I've said this before, but I think most people deep down know what to do. If you had some areas in your life that you want to improve on, sometimes you might be lacking specific knowledge. Like, how do I create the best weightlifting program for myself at age 55 or something like that? There might be some specific knowledge you're lacking, but if I were to say, hey, how do you lose weight? When you cut past all the bull crap, you probably know, I need to cut back my portions. I need to get out and move and go on a walk. And you already know 5 things you can do starting tomorrow to start to lose weight, for example. It's the same with any topic. I'm financially strapped a little bit. Man, I just got to figure out how to get more money. Well, it doesn't take much thinking to figure out that, well, I can either save more money, so I got to cut some things out in my life and save more, or I could maybe further my education. I could go apply for a new job. I could do something to actually make more money. And then I can also budget and be wise with the money that I have, right? And this isn't a video about money. But the point is you can make an excuse or you can start going after the things that you want. But you really can't do both. So I went on that vacation. I'm back now. I'm not going to talk about the vacation. We beat it to death. I made some poor choices. Those were my choices. And now I'm back and I'm making good choices. And just as you can control your thoughts, you can control your actions. I mean, there are some things in life that you cannot control. But I think your brain and your rationalization is something you can train. It's just like a muscle, and you can train yourself to have more positive thoughts, you can train yourself to ask yourself better questions so that you get better answers, so that you get better results. And that's really the premise of my thought today is no matter what area of your life that you want to improve in, you have to get good at seeing past the minutia that our own thoughts create. Because again, I mean, I can come up with a lot of reasons right now to not post this video or to not come walk on the trail. And you can look for problems in life or you can look for solutions in life. And don't we all know someone like that? I guarantee someone just popped into your head. Maybe it's you. I don't know. But we all know somebody that just looks on they're the Eeyores in the world, man. They're the ones that look on all the negative side. And they always point out the problems and they can criticize and they can, always have something to say about why something is wrong. But then there's the people in this world that look for solutions and they ask themselves, what are 2 things that I can do today to better myself, to better my finances, better my fitness, better my weight loss goals, to make better decisions, to put better food in my mouth, to, clean up my language, to stop drinking or smoking, or what some low-level habit that you have that you've identified that you want to fix. You can look in life for solutions, or you can just look for excuses. And the bottom line is, the excuses aren't going to get you anywhere. Show me anybody who's lived life rationalizing, making excuses, being negative, who's got where they wanted to go, right? I bet you can't. And if you can, I'm not going to waste the time arguing with you because there's way more people that, you got to be the opposite. So that's my thoughts. I'm going to go home right now. I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm going to go finish my little walk here. Today's Thursday, right? So it's a mobility day. I have a legitimate thing. My shoulder hurts, so I'm probably not going to try and hang from a bar today. But I think I'm going to go home and do some little shoulder rehab type exercises that my son showed me. I'm going to practice my little sitting in a squat and see if I'm getting any better at that. And then I'm going to cook some ribeyes. And that'll be my action plan for the rest of the evening. Get this video uploaded and posted. So anyway, down in the comments, what are some of the excuses that hold you back? Be honest, identify them. What are some of the bullcrap things that you come up with as a solid reason to not do something? I bet you got them. Everybody does. The way to combat it is to identify it, start teaching your brain a different way, and go make something happen in your life. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Dude out. Welcome to Windy City.